Hello and welcome back to Factorio C Block. In our last episode, we took a look at the first option for processing these crystals and making them into polished splinters. Um, However, I'm not sure yet that this is the way to go. And so I want to do a little bit more experimenting with some of the other recipes that we have for these, or the other processes we have for these, because there's a number 2 here and a number 3 here. And I would definitely want to make sure that we use the right combination of things to make these things and process these things, rather than trying to do each one at a time. We're kind of going to just do them in a chain here and get them accomplished as best as we can. So I have researched alien microbe processing, and I have crystal splinter processing 2 on the way. Alien microbe processing 2, by the way. And so what I want to do with this is just take a blueprint of it, drop it in here, and we'll just have it there. That way we have it kind of in picture memory as well as everything else memory. That is Hellmod memory. I did run the belt of these things. I started out with them on both sides, and then I decided we didn't really need them on both sides, so I put them on one side. I think this will work out fine, especially because we aren't really using all that many of them. But as the second side is used, which will be used first because it's the near side, then we can only have one side of these, which is fine too. And then it's made a bunch more of these, and I think I got an achievement. Tell me here, yes. That I created 1,000 of those science packs while offline. So just after the episode, actually. So that was kind of really good too. And so now we have this other thing completed. What I want to do is take a look first at these microbe thingies. Microbe? No. What was that called? Oh, well, jeez. I also can't press all the right buttons today. These were called Petri dishes. Okay. Or that's close enough. Do that. If I spell it correctly. I'm pressing the wrong buttons today. Not Petri. There we are. So that's these here, inoculated Petri dishes. And I want to just look at what they're used for. Recycling, of course. Crystal seed, so we can use crystal dust and these to make into crystal seed. We can also use them later for eggshell seed and crystal enhancers, which obviously we will do at some point in the future whenever we get those technologies. But for the purposes of this argument, those are only used in this process, which uses the crystal seeds, or makes the crystal seeds. So some of these recipes are similar. Well, that's actually something completely different. Ooh. This here is takes crystal seed and polluted artificial fish water, the good old-fashioned fish tank thing, in order to make the raw crystal splinter. And this here uses crystal dust and inoculated petri dishes to make the crystal seed. So that means that we need to look at what this does. This is alien bacteria. We have done that before, but that also means we have the need for more polluted fish water, I think. With petri dishes with growth medium in them. The growth medium is cellulose paste, which is why we set up the cellulose. We set up the paste a while back, and petri dishes, and then petri dishes take just glass. The alien bacteria, though, I'm pretty sure takes the what is wrong with me today? Don't answer that. Is what takes the alien spores, which takes polluted artificial fish water. So this one's not going to be all that easy either. What I want to do first is copy this, start a new one, and then paste it. And that'll make these crystals, as per usual. Let's just shift down, shift up, just to reset the icon there and things. We want this to be still back down at 0.375. Yes, 0.375. That'll take care of the first part of this. And then really the only part of this that changes is from this point down. Well, this part here, and then the fish water stuff. The grinding crystals stay the same, so we'll just have those shifted up. That's good, that's good, this is good, this is good, this is good, good. So we just need to change this part, which is now the recipe number 2, crystal seed. I want to shift that up 2 ticks so that it's above these just for posterity reasons. And then let's take a look at this recipe as well. And I'm going to shift that up a couple of ticks also because I think I want to push this into a sub block here. Let's see. So you're going to need crystal dust, which we do not have any extras of that. In fact, this is crystal powder, not crystal dust. So we need to get crystal dust from somewhere. The best place for that at this point is going to be geodes. But we're already talking about maybe needing geodes as well. Anyways, we can get it from Neil Aubergine too, but not very much of it. And I think maybe processing the geodes anyways, because we were talking about that for the purposes of getting the crystal slurry. So maybe that'll just kind of work out all the same. Maybe, we'll see. And then we can make the inoculated petri dishes. Those are made from alien bacteria and petri dish with growth medium, which we knew about. The petri dish with growth medium is the paste plus the petri dishes, and the petri dishes are just glass. That half isn't so bad, but the alien bacteria, on the other hand, well, that's going to be actually part of what we did back here. No, here, yes, where we did the alien bacteria, wherever that is. Must be inside of one of these. Probably inside of this one. Yes, the alien bacteria here, which is made from the alien spores and gives us some sulfuric wastewater from the polluted artificial fish water. So we can kind of do the same type of thing again. We'll go into there and do this part, and then this part, the calcium carbonate as well. And then calcium carbonate will be a thing here from red cellulose. And this will be a thing here from red algae, which is thermal water, which we know all about that. And thermal water needs lithium salt. I don't know why I closed the outer window. And then we need brown algae for the processing here. And finally, saline water from this, although we might be able to combine that with someplace else. No, we're using saline here, so we're not using the purified anywhere. To get that, and then we need ammonia gas, which we might be able to still pipe in from our existing ammonia place. Otherwise, we'll have to make more of that. We'll have to take a look at that at some point. This is fine. For now, we need to make hydrochloric acid yet. Alien spores, glass. Yep, okay. So hydrochloric acid now is made from hydrogen chloride gas and purified water. Okay, that uses a little bit of that purified water that we have available. Hydrogen chloride gas is hydrogen and chlorine combined, and then hydrogen and chlorine combined is made from saline water. It means now we need more saline. Let's drop this all the way down to the bottom, just because it's kind of the beginning of the whole process here. We still have a huge surplus of whatchamacallit here. Wait, there's a problem here. You need 30 and 10, so we do this, I think. Yes. So we have a surplus of sodium hydroxide, a tiny surplus of hydrogen, a tiny reasonable surplus of purified water, and then the rest of this comes out. The ins, though, here, alien spores, we still need to deal with. Alien spores, we'll just tag that real quick here, and that gets us polluted artificial fish water. And now we're down to the end of this block, I think. Give or take the ammonia gas and the crystal dust. And that brings us out to this. We can leave this one alone because we'll probably have to make it that way. Although it's still not right. Still weird. Still thinks we need seed input. Shouldn't need seed input. There we go. That's just got to stay on matrix solver. That's fine though. That just needs mud input, which we can easily input, and water to make the nutrient pulp. And then, so mud, yeah, that's a tiny amount of mud too. Maybe the ammonia, maybe not. Glass, cellulose, the crystal dust, which we'd have to figure out along with the crystal slurry. And then kind of the other basic materials here that we know about. Oh, this isn't linked. Link that. And now that's a little bit more reasonable numbers, I suspect. Even less mud, even less ammonia, even less of all of these things, including the polluted water. So how many fish tanks are we up to now, or down to, or something to? A mere 14. That's a little better than this one, which was at 28. A little better. Okay. Well, that makes me feel a wee bit better. Let's make sure we don't have anything crazy. Not there. Here. We'll need to get rid of some sulfuric wastewater. If nothing else, that can be sunk. But we can also maybe ship it up to our sulfur reprocessing area if we want to potentially make it into acid. Although right now we have such a surplus that we're sinking it anyways. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. And then we have just to deal with the crystal slurry and the crystal dust. Slurry is the same number either way. This adds a tiny negligible amount to the amount of crystals or the geodes that we'd have to process. So I'm not that worried about it. But the thing that I am more worried about is this here, because we need to have the grinding stones made from this, and we don't really have it's kind of a feedback loop, I guess. It's probably fine. But in order to make the grinding stones, we need to do this process once. It feeds back the powder that it gets. We make the grinding stones, and we can grind the wheels, I guess. I guess it's fine, but that still makes me a little bit nervous. But what we haven't done, what we should have done, probably, is looked up these splinters. And polished, I guess, is what it is, yes. Just to see what they're used in. And they're used in making those harmonic crystal splinters, as well as later on some circuit boards. We can go back, we can look at the other colors too. Red, polished. Oh, there's more different kinds of crystals too coming up later. Harmonic, of course, and productivity circuit boards. Okay, so that's what these are used for in primary, is making the circuit boards. What are these harmonic ones used for? That's recycling, doesn't count. Beacons. So eventually we'll need those to make beacons. We'll need these to make crystal-tipped saw blades for a technology we can actually unlock now. So we'll definitely want to make those. And then pollution cleaning circuit boards. We don't need to worry about those because we're not polluting, but that's okay. And then, these are disabled anyway. These don't count. Gray recipes do not count because they are ones that C-Block has disabled that are in Angels or Bobs or wherever they're in. And then this one also isn't used either. So really, the only use for these are beacons and the crystal-tipped saw blades, although I suspect we'll want potentially a fair amount of those. So what we should do is do just one more plan real quick and look at these crystal... Where was that? Just saw it. There it is. The crystal splinter tuning. And these are just, okay, one of each of these makes one of those. Simple, easy. If I did 0.375, that would be one yellow machine, which is exactly what we're producing from here. So that's not a bad deal, although some of these would need to go into circuits, and some of them would need to go into beacons and those saw blades. So we'd probably want to not direct insert them. We'd probably want to put them into a box and manage them that way. And then was there something else that we wanted to look at with this here? No, actually, that was kind of it. So this combination of recipes really is definitely better. Now the question becomes, what do we do with the third one? The third one gives us, well, we can mill those crystals, the cut crystals, not the polished ones, the cut ones. So that's this part here, the ones that come out of this part here. We can mill them. God, now I lost where it was. Here we are. Into this crystal powder if we wanted to. And then we can also mill the crystal dust into powder, and we can turn the powder plus purified water into crystal slurry. So that might even be more appealing because then we don't have to do the whole geode thing. So that's something to look at too, but I think we should save that one for next time. We'll take a look at that more in depth. We will do some final math, and then probably in the following episode, we will build out the plan we want for making these crystals. But as I said, that'll be in the next coming episodes. So we'll leave this here for now, and we will take care of that in the next one. Thank you all for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.